Hi, everybody. My name is Chris, and I'm honored to be Jeff's best man. I'm just worried that after that incredible speech, this one, I don't know what to say. But I just want to say I couldn't be more nervous and worried about the speech, because I've been giving one in a couple of years. But I'm very lucky. I have a next door neighbor who's a professional speech consultant, and his name is Carlos. So I asked Carlos, how long should the best man speech be? Because I don't know what I'm doing up here. And Carlos said, it should be the length of time, as funny as it sounds, it should be the length of time that the groom takes to make love to the bride. So I said, 17 seconds? I need more time. I need more time than that. So I didn't agree with you.
You're the best. I love you. See, you bear it up, dude. You bear it up.
But then I asked him, even though I don't agree with your advice on this first one, I'm going to be so nervous and anxious. What should I do to not be so nervous? And he said, just picture everyone in the room naked. So it's kind of good advice because I have X-ray vision anyway. And I have two observations. One, the bridesmaids look stunning. And second, Jeff, how much Viagra have you had today? Because I've never seen anything like this.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So, but Jeff. It's
so many questions.
Handsome, strong, muscular, athletic, successful, a great lover, smarter than Albert Einstein. But enough about me. So Jeff. Yeah. So in all seriousness, Jeff and I met at a firm in Chicago that we worked at about 13 years ago. We became business partners right away, and we became, very, very best friends from the very beginning. We talked all day long. We probably went on 200 business trips together, and he was kind of like the brother I never had, and I think I was like the brother he never had. So we went traveling all the time. We were on the phone together 8 hours a day, with Jeff doing 90% of the talking, of course. So we got along incredibly well, and whenever we had a difference of opinion, Jeff would always win the argument because he was a relentless debater. There was only one time throughout our 13-year relationship where I won an argument against him, and I'll always remind him. So it was in 2008 when my favorite football team, the New York Giants, played the NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers. Jeff was always used to winning arguments against me, so I think it drove him crazy that he couldn't convince me that the Packers would destroy the New York Giants. Every day he'd come in and talk about Brett Favre. He'd say, "Brett, do you know Brett Favre threw 41 touchdowns and only 12 interceptions? What did Eli Manning do?" He would just be relentless about it. He mentioned Brett Favre's name probably 85 times that week, and I started hearing it in my sleep. So on Sunday, the Giants beat the Packers, and when he came into the office Monday, he looked devastated. I've never seen him look so sad. But it just shows he's right almost every time in his arguments, and how passionate he is. And if he's ever wrong, which is not very often, he's just so passionate about it and loves the Packers and loves Brett Favre. And that's one of the things I admire most about him. He's one of the smartest guys I know. He gives the most incredible presentations when I was working with him. You know, one of the best salesmen I've ever met, and just a great guy. So, so then, a few things about Jeff. When he decides to do something, he always gets it done. So he told me one time, I'm going to start playing bass guitar. And I thought to myself, well, he'll probably learn a few simple songs and, you know, we'll see what happens. And then 6 months later, he's playing in a band in front of hundreds of people. He told me he was going to start biking. I thought, you know, he'll probably get some exercise. And sure enough, you know, 3 months later, he's in 40-mile races, like, timing himself and beating everyone. When he told me he was going to start, try to get a Harley dealership, I thought, God, there's so many obstacles to that. Like, it's almost impossible to get something like that, get the financing and all the hoops they run you through. And sure enough, Jeff had his mind set, and sure enough, he did it. So, so when he, you know, I would always, when I moved to California, we would still stay in touch, and every couple of weeks, you know, I would call him, and eventually I'd say, how are things at Harley, and, you know, are you dating anyone? He'd kind of be like, nah, it's kind of a waste of time, you know, I don't see anyone I like, and, you know, I'd ask him 3 or 4 times, and he'd kind of say the same thing, and then the next time I called him, he said, well, you know, I kind of met this girl named Kelly that she seems really incredible. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? He's like, well, she's easygoing, she's beautiful, she's this, she's that. And he went on for 30 minutes, talking about passionate. And so then we hung up, and then I called him. I thought to myself, well, just very impulsive, you know, we'll see what happens. And then 3 weeks later, I'm like, so how's Kelly? He's like, Chris, I can't believe it. You know, I've never met anyone like that, and she is unbelievable, and went on about her for another half hour. So at the end of the conversation, we hung up the phone, and I said to myself, oh my God, Jeff loves Kelly more than Brett Favre. And in Wisconsin, if that's the case, you know a ring is coming. It's almost impossible. So, you know, I talked to him a few weeks later, and he says, Chris, you know, I've never met anyone like her, and I think I'm going to propose, and I think we're going to do it July 4th. I'm going to get a ring, and as he said, I'm going to lose my independence on Independence Day. Luckily, you know, Kelly said yes, and you know, I think Jeff hit the lottery meeting Kelly. I feel like I know her forever because Jeff talks about her so much. And, but Kelly also hit the lottery. Jeff is the most loyal, caring guy, you know, I've met, and they're a match made in heaven. So I propose a toast to Jeff and Kelly, and may their love grow stronger every single year.